Thank you very much, Mayor, Council, Mr. Fosler, Naomi, as Thalia's substitute today. I want to thank all of you today for allowing us to come before this council and bring this very exciting project and very heartfelt project, at least for me. Most of you have actually been through this project alongside me, and so first and foremost, I would like to thank you on behalf of the SCDC board, on behalf of our staff, that we're very humbled by the opportunity to work with such a wonderful council who gives us the strength and the tools to be able to recruit good industry with good values to our community. Project Biscuit first made their way to visit Seguin in January of 2013. So this has been a 19-month project for our city and our staff. The site selector, who I will not be remiss in letting him at least wave today, has been Mr. Dan Castillo out of Providence from San Antonio, and he's right here. So just a small applause for him for looking at Seguin and realizing that we're a place to come. I will also be remiss if I don't mention that when they first contacted Mr. Castillo, that he actually contacted the San Antonio EDF. The criteria for this project was 30 acres or more, and lucky for us, they don't have enough land to fit him in there, so that's good enough. So then he was referred by Tom Long through San Antonio EDF, who was actually my mentor and trained me to be, I feel, the economic developer that I am today. And so through those relationships, through those partnerships, we were able to have a lead that we had to compete with cities throughout the San Antonio MSA that had the criteria. We also competed with Mexico, and I'm very familiar with the city, Guanajuato, and it's a very beautiful city, and so I'm glad that we're a little more beautiful than that, I think. So I'm very excited, again, today to discuss this project because it has different facets of development to it. When they first came to the city of Seguin, it only had one component, which was a manufacturing component. The manufacturing component is going to be about 275,000 square feet. But they brought two other pieces of the puzzle that came that we had the ability to compete for. Those pieces were a special center for the highly disabled, and another one was an R&D center for highly qualified and skilled food scientists. So we actually worked very aggressively to court the prospect to see if there was any way that we could get all three components here to have a very diversified workforce. So a manufacturing workforce, a special needs center, as well as an R&D center to hire highly skilled professionals in our community. If approved today, we've won all three of those projects. And so as of 12 o'clock right now, I have also the permission of the governor's office to announce that the governor has also participated in this incentive package. The first incentive that we're talking about right now is the tax abatement. Before you have presented a tax abatement in the schedule of 5 years, beginning at 60%, 55, 50, and 45%. The incentive is based on $58 million of investment to the city of Seguin. The property that they are interested in locating on, with your permission and approvals today, will be the property that's adjacent to Rio Nogales Power Plant. They will take the 50 acres there and build their factory, R&D center, and special center for people who are socially disadvantaged in the community that have an opportunity to go into the workforce. This company's vision and focus, I won't go into a lot of detail, they're going to do a presentation, has the value system that I've been told by very high-ranking state officials and people throughout the world. Their value system and their social commitment to their community far exceeds and should be the model company for recruiting industry into the U.S. and into the state of Texas. They are going to be seen as a model company by hiring people with disabilities, by hiring veterans, by hiring women who can fit into this profile of this workforce. And again, giving people who otherwise would be at a social disadvantage into entering the workforce, and then bringing their highly skilled scientists to the community. At this point, we are presenting the tax abatement, but before we move further, I'll allow them to do their presentation and introduce themselves by their wonderful presentation. This is the CEO, Luis Angel, and the COO, Ruth Aranda. And before I go on, because I'm very We've grown very close to each other in these 19 months. Bienvenidos a todos aquí a la ciudad de Seguin, Texas.
So, good afternoon, everybody. So, bienvenido. Thank you. I apologize for my English. Yeah, you know, it's more Spanglish than English. But we are going to try to explain you in a few minutes who we are and how we are. How is our company. It has been almost 3 years since we set up our headquarters in the state of Texas, to lead our operations in the American continent. Ruth came here she's living in San Antonio for 3 years. And I think it has been the smartest decision, as we think always, as other Spanish mission did 400 years ago here, long time. And we feel at home, as we have very kindly welcomed, and we also have well adapted to the local culture, and we do share even a flag with you, yeah? We sing the same flag as you. So we feel at home, really, we feel at home. Furthermore, the city of Seguin is, with no doubt, a strategic location to set up our factory due to its environmental conditions and highly qualified people. The factory will allow us to meet the demands of our clients in North America, and while creating long-term economic and social values for locals. We are going to show you in a short presentation the company. Ruth is helping me, so always is helping me, because she is a powerful woman. Yeah? Our first step. Our first steps toward internationalization started 2 years ago in the company, with considerable efforts, and now we are witnessing highly satisfactory results in the company. I think, I am convinced, it is due to the way we do things, through innovation, through differentiation, excellence, and sustainability. We understand business performance from a stakeholder's approach. It's not only a money question. We believe that through improving consumers' health, employment opportunities for all, value chains efficiency, waste management, and local development, and we will be able to create long-term economic, environmental, and social values. And in fact, we are a leading organization providing employment for people from disadvantaged backgrounds, who represent in our companies 14% of our staff. It means 500 people. It means 500 families in our company. Since a little bit history of our company, we started in 1991. We were a very young company. And now we are one of the biggest groups in the Spanish food industry. We produce cookies, we produce bread, we produce pasta, we produce breakfast cereals, we produce cakes. We built the company by acquisition, but even from scratch, starting with new business, with new factories, greenfield. Now we have 18 factories, mainly in Spain, but we have one more in Portugal and one more in Italy, 18 factories. And our main figures there, it started in 1991 with, we started in 1991 with a turnover of $12 million and 80 people. And now this year, last year was $781 million dollars, and an EBITDA of more than $100 million. So we expect to close the year very close to $1 billion, 927, and EBITDA 130 million. And we invest every year more or less $50 million in capex, in new factories, in new machinery, and improvements in the company every year. What's the secret? The secret is our business model. We think we don't need many customers. We need a few customers, but we want to work with them very strongly, deeply, because we believe on that. In a long-term relationship with a few customers, thinking in the future, and it was our model in Spain, and we believe on that because it's the same in other countries now for the company. And the bases are mainly two. It's efficiency. To maintain this relationship, long-term relationship, we need efficiency. We say that we need efficiency for the present of the company, but even we need innovation, because innovation always is the future of the company. So we need to balance both pillars, both engines. Efficiency today, innovation for tomorrow. You know? And let me introduce you our R&D center through this short video. It's only 2 minutes to see what I mean.
Is a private research sector with a strong mission to be the leader of the food industry. Our work, the development of new products and innovation in industrial processes. Our purpose, excellence. We are part of Grupo Siro, one of the largest industrial corporations in the Spanish food sector. In the same workplace, we create synergies and share knowledge. The workshop laboratory is the real testing ground of our ideas. Here, we recreate the industrial process of each product on a miniaturized scale and work non-stop until we achieve excellence. Only after an extensive period of testing and demanding blind tastings, ideas finally transform into products of the highest quality available in stores. We feel we are partners in a great engine of change that needs not only our knowledge and dedication, but an involvement that comes from the heart. Our goal is to transform ideas into innovative, healthy, delicious, and low production cost products. We at IMSDA have a mission to develop products that are good and also taste good. Because we know that our work today will be your food tomorrow. We have a long way to go, but while you're with us, our future is limitless. IMSDA, the Ideas Factory, by Grupo Siro.
Talking about the future of the company, right?
Thank you very much for having us here today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the future of our company. As I think many of you know, we are a family-owned company, owned by Juan Manuel González Serna and his wife, Lucía Urbán. And they want to make sure that their company is going to survive them, and is going to survive them for, well, maybe more than 500 years from now. And with that objective, they've created the Siro Foundation. The Siro Foundation main objective is to guarantee the continuity of the company when the owner are not here anymore. And today, the foundation's principles are to provide scholarships, to hire qualified employees' family members, also to help employees' family members with severe health problems, which we hope we don't need to use it very much. And the third one is to contribute and preserve the cultural and historical heritage of the places where our factories, where our centers are located. And also, talking about the future, in a company, we build every 4 or 5 years our strategic plans. Our actual strategic plan has 4 objectives. The first one is efficiency, as Luis says, as the present of our company, innovation as our future. We need to develop more alliances, long-term alliances with new customers, with new suppliers and other companies. And the fourth one, which is the reason why we're here, is internationalization. We are very much focusing in growing our company outside of Spain. We have 5 top projects right now. The first one is the USA and Canada, and now Seguin, Texas here. The second one is Latin America. Also, we have a project in the UK, in Italy, and in Portugal. And all those projects are going to take us, in this projection, we are going to have $1.3 billion in 2022. So we need some cookies to produce here in Seguin to be able to match that. And a little bit more, just focusing in our plans in America, in the United States, and our project in Seguin with your help. This is the plan of our project. Between 2015 and 16, we will do all the planning and the engineering stage of the factory. Between the 2016 and 17, our 2 cookie lines and our fried snack line will be working. 2 years later, our 2 cakes pastry lines, and in the last stage, our R&D center and our special employment center. To do that, during all that process, we need to develop long-term alliances with our customers. HEB is our main customer today. We're also working with Meijer in the north of the United States, with Loblaw in Canada, Publix, and other retailers, that we develop long-term plans with them, as the same way we do with our other stakeholders. Our factory in Texas, our whole project in Texas, will invest $58.5 million, and we will employ 2,012 people, 212 people. 200 in the factory and the special center, and 12 high qualified people in our R&D center. We are looking forward to your support and being part of the birth of our new project here with you.
Thank you, you all, you say, and I want to give a special mention for Terry, for her support and for her passion. So the passion is something very important in our company. She has that. Yeah.
Would you elaborate a little bit more on the product mix that you're going to be presenting through HEB and through the other people? Could you? So these, I think everybody would recognize the names that you're going to be. Is that something we can announce here or not? Is that possible?
Vamos a probar ahora.
Oh, in a few minutes. Is that later on? Okay, never mind. I jumped the gun.
Thank you for your support.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
There are a few projects that really hit home, and let me see if I can make this through. And this one really did, because when we hire people here at the City of Seguin, we hire them for their talent and their dedication and for their love for their job. Siro has graciously asked Miss America 2013 to say a few words. Miss Wheelchair America.
Thank you, Terry. Hi, I am Mariah Kilborn. I am a proud member of the SCDC staff and the Seguin community. In 2013, I had the opportunity to serve as Miss Wheelchair America. In that role, I traveled the United States as a spokesperson and advocate for the more than 54 million Americans living with disabilities. Throughout my travels and my speeches, I would encourage everyone to be inclined for inclusion. This message helps to break down the barriers that people with disabilities often face. One long-standing barrier that people with disabilities face is employment. Disproportionate numbers of Americans with disabilities remain unemployed. The unemployment rate for individuals with disabilities is much higher than for individuals without disabilities. Additionally, individuals with disabilities earn, on average, much less each year than individuals without disabilities at every level of educational attainment. According to the most recent American Community Survey by the U.S. Census Bureau in 2013, 72.1% of Texans with disabilities aged 25 or older have a high school degree, an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, or higher level of educational attainment. Individuals with disabilities are qualified and have a right to be in the workforce alongside our able-bodied peers. Despite these qualifications, the majority of Texans with disabilities remain unemployed. According to the American Community Survey by the U.S. Census Bureau in 2013, an astounding 69.7% of Texans with disabilities of legal working age remain unemployed. Furthermore, the survey shares that 57% of Texans with disabilities of legal working age earn only between $1 and $24,999 in a year. Texans with disabilities are still fighting to get a place in the work to pursue the American dream alongside our able-bodied peers. On behalf of myself and Texans with disabilities, I am proud of Project Biscuit. I am proud that they are committed to the lives of people with disabilities in a way that is going to speak loudly and proudly. Thank you, Project Biscuit, for setting high expectations for individuals with disabilities. Thank you for recognizing the valuable contributions that Texans with disabilities can bring to the workforce. Thank you for recognizing the unique talents that we can bring, the unique skill sets that we can bring, and the unique perspectives that we can bring. Thank you, Project Biscuit, for choosing my community, Seguin, Texas. Thank you to the city, county, and state for working together to bring Project Biscuit to Seguin. Thank you for supporting employment opportunities for people with disabilities. The new jobs to be created by Project Biscuit are just the beginning. Project Biscuit will help tear down the many barriers to employment that those with disabilities often face, barriers that prevent them from living fully independent, integrated lives. The meaningful careers that Project Biscuit will provide will not only improve someone's life financially and allow them to be at a level of independent income, but it will also give them a sense of self-worth and purpose. These opportunities will positively transform the outlook of individuals with disabilities, not only financially, but socially and emotionally. In the words of our mayor, I love this town. I am proud of our town for this accomplishment and for the life-changing impact it will have for many people with disabilities. Thank you again to everyone who made this day possible.
Thank you.
Y'all okay? Not only will this impact our disabled, but the greater Seguin community also cuts a little over 800 checks a month to the veterans. These veterans are highly skilled. They want to integrate into the community. They want to be part of the workforce, but again, sometimes they're socially excluded. This company hires many, many veterans. I believe they were the top 10% for disabled and veterans in Spain. They received one of the highest declarations in Spain on their efforts and their value system and their social commitment to their community, their country, their people. The tax abatement that is before you now is a 5-year tax abatement. We had a meeting with Commissioners Court along with our Tax Abatement Review Committee. The Commissioners Court has approved the tax abatement on contingent with the approval also by our council today. The tax abatement begins at 60%, 60%, 55, 50, and 45%. If you look at the total revenues, on the property that we will receive in those 5 years. The property by the Rio Nogales power plant that SEDC owns has not been on the tax rolls for about 13 years and will continue not to be on the tax rolls unless we recruit a company to locate on the property. So this will bring a lot of revenues to the communities that they have not received due to the fact that it's been owned by SEDC. If you look at the 60-year tax abatement alone, I think I want to hit another point that is very important to each and every one of us, and that's our school system. We all collaborated in passing bonds to better our community through parks, through our school, through all of the facets that we possibly could to increase and provide a great quality of life for our community. If you look just at the school district's incentive for this project and you look at the numbers that Seguin ISD will get over the 5 years at $3.7 million, this impact will help diffuse some of those costs and taking out the debt for those bonds. So it matters that their veterans, we're working hard for their veterans, to our socially disadvantaged and our disabled, and also for the children of our community. Last but not least, I would be remiss in saying that the state of Texas has played a big role in this incentive package. So if it's any comfort, not that I feel like I really need to convince you anymore, because I think Mariah did a pretty good job back there, but the state of Texas has a press release, and the governor has called and said it's okay to release this. The governor of the state of Texas announced that the state is investing $800,000 from the Texas Enterprise Fund in Siro Group USA to close the deal on a manufacturing facility in Seguin that will create more than 200 jobs and pump $58.5 million in capital investment into the local economy. So with Mayor, Council, Mr. Fosler, with your permission, I'd like to ask for approval on the resolution to approve the Tax Abatement Committee as presented before you by the Seguin Tax Abatement Committee.
I so move. I have a motion by Councilman Carrillo, a second by Councilman Medrano. Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. The motion passes.
The other portion of the incentive package is next.
Item 3C is the resolution and discussion to approve the incentive package proposed by the Seguin Economic Development Corporation.
The Seguin Economic Development Corporation met today and has been in many meetings and many closed sessions in the 19-month process to recruit this wonderful company to our community that we feel would be a great partner in continuing to thrive and to boost our economy. We're asking that a resolution be approved for the incentive package as proposed by the Seguin Economic Development Corporation to give a land grant of the property located next to Rio Nogales Power Plant of the value of $1.3 million.
Motion by Councilwoman Crabb, second by Councilman Carrillo. Any further discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. That motion passes.
And before we adjourn the meeting, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Mr. Fosler, the mayor. We have a few people in the audience that I'd like to acknowledge today who wore their boots out. Representative Kemple, will you please stand? He's over there.
Yes,
Let me just tell you, he says I'm bossy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the consensus is about that, but we've worked the Capitol floor and really burned some holes in our feet. And I want to really dismantle the press out and about It is not easy to get a TEF, to get a Texas Enterprise Fund. And it's a wonderful tool that we have here in the state of Texas to allow communities like ours to be able to thrive and compete throughout the state and throughout the world to get the Texas Enterprise Fund. I'd also like to thank our former board president, who also really hit the pavement with me in many, many meetings and last-minute meetings. But Phil Seiderberger, I believe he's in here as well. And I would be remiss to recognize my current board president, who has had 2 weeks in a row of grand slams and has been on the job 2 weeks, Mr. Haynes. And I do have, of course, you know, he is the quarterback of the SCDC, but he does have a great offensive line, which is our board, the Seguin Economic Development Corporation. They're in the crowd. Raise your hand. And of course, I believe I have everybody in the room, but I also want to thank our city staff. They work tirelessly on putting maps together and information together, and, you know, at a moment's notice, show up to meetings without asking any questions and coming in and really working together to make this happen. And so if we have staff in the room, just stand up for a moment. They're in here. And we do have a few commissioners in the room who, without our partnership, as you have seen over the last 6 years, the fusion of our partnership, the collaborative effort between all of our taxing entities. Don't quote me on this, even though I know you're going to quote me on this, but I believe we're a little right at $815 million of new capital investment since I began working here to today with the passing of this wonderful project. So we have some commissioners in the audience.
Stand up,
And then last but not least, he came flying through the door at the last minute. I have to thank my husband, who stays with my 4 babies while I travel and get to see places out of a hotel room mostly, but I get to meet with people like Grupo Siro, and he takes care of our 4 kids, and he's in the back of the room. And bienvenidos a Siro para Seguin. Y our mayor actually has a gift. They are all wearing the Texas pin.
Right, you guys, you've been getting pins from everywhere, so everywhere except from Seguin. So now I have some exclusive Seguin pins to give to you. This is the big star. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice of you. Thank you very much. Very good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Last, but certainly not least, I'm always getting asked the $1 million question. When are you going to satisfy our palate, Terry? So,
This guy right here.
which one? Oh, Eduardo? Come up here, Eduardo.
Thank you very much.
This has been my partner in crime.
Thank you very much.
And when he
Really
first
appreciate
came
it.
here, we told him he was not somebody that we were trying to recruit here, but he was part of Team Seguin. So this
Thank
is
you very
Eduardo
much.
Dominguez.
Thank you for your support. You've been wonderful.
He's
So.
a great guy. And, he's going to be, you'll see his face around town a lot. So
Yes.
thank you for all your efforts.
Thank you very much for your support. You've been wonderful to us. Really.
So do you want to introduce your folks here?
Yeah. Got Sylvia Fernandez. She's a colleague of mine. She works at the office in San Antonio with me. Got Bruce Moak. We just hired him. He's a talent from Texas as well.
There you go.
Got Guillermo Lavarca. We just hired him as well, working for the South American market. He's stayed in Chile. And well, you already know, obviously, Luis Angel and Rilanda.
Very good. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
So
Yeah, this is,
We won't disclose who their customers are.
Sorry, I just.
Oh, he just forgot their PR person. Yeah.
Yeah, she's our PR working for international relationships. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
bienvenido a todos.
So again, I hope that you you are proud of the company, proud of our team, and everybody that collaborated to help this company come to Seguin. This is who they are. Please go out and buy their product so we can hopefully build another building.
Thank you so much.